Welcome to the 3-2-1. 3 minutes, 2 questions, 1 interview, no script. Today I'm here with my mate Dave Clare. Dave, it's a pleasure to finally get you on here, mate. We're talking about
Yeah, absolutely. So exciting, man. I've been dying to get on this.
Excellent, right. So Dave has a book coming out shortly called Simplify.
Yes.
Dave, I want you in about a minute, and we've got a real expensive timer we're introducing for the first time for today, because there's feedback.
because I'm on the show.
You can talk too long, right? So, in about a minute, tell us what makes up you, why you are what you are. Tell us a bit about your book.
Okay, great. In 1 minute. All right. So I'm a practitioner of purpose-driven leadership. I consider myself a leader for a new generation of leaders, and over the last 25 years, I've been studying leadership through 3 different countries around the world. And working at different levels in those organizations. And what I've been able to do is synergize all that into a process to simplify the way we lead people today, and decided to put it in a book and present it. I'm not an academic, I'm an actual practitioner, a guy from the trenches who's learned from a whole bunch of leaders that most of us probably never have heard of. Yeah. And some of the most amazing leaders in the world. And I've been blessed in that sense to do that. Happily married man with 3 wonderful kids, and amazing parents and a great family, so no sad story there. I'm just a $6 haircut, middle-sized white guy growing up in Canada.
That's $6. 7?
Actually, my wife does that. Yeah, so mate, 3 seconds I did it. How's that?
You're fantastic. Look at that timing. Right. Next question. First question, shall I say, in about a minute. So, using the point from your book and what I've been knowing for myself the last couple of months is that leadership is broken.
Yep.
And leadership is simple, you lead people. Mm-hmm. Tell us, why is leadership broken in your view?
Sure. In 60 seconds, leadership is broken. JK, I think leadership is absolutely in crisis mode, which is why I say it's broken. When you look at stats done by Gallup and Deloitte all around the world, they do these studies every year, 142 countries, 900 million employees, about 70% of the workforce are disengaged in the work that they're doing. They're not happy at work, right? But on the flip side, we spend $50 billion per annum to make leadership development better through university programs, books, courses, you name it. So I think if we're spending that much to make it better, yet the disengagement rates are on the rise, something isn't working. We need to change, right? So I believe it's time to lead different. And I think a lot of what we call leadership today is modern management practices, and we need to get back to the basics, the fundamentals, the 20% that produces the 80% results, and that is that you lead people. And so we need to start understanding people again as leaders.
Okay, good point.
Oh, I've still got
8 seconds.
Oh, I've got
5 seconds.
Okay, so I think that we should all start answering to something, not to someone.
Excellent. Right.
Okay, that's my last point.
Boom. Okay. This is working well.
Yeah, man, I love it.
I love it. Yeah. Okay, second question, and something a little bit more philosophical, and some advice maybe to people out there starting their own business or starting their own book, writing their own book. So 10 years ago, global financial crisis.
Yes.
2008.
Yep.
Where were you? What were you doing? Okay. Now, if you could pick up the phone to yourself 10 years ago and say, Dave, it's all right, do this, or be careful of this, what advice would you give yourself?
Great question. 2008, back in Canada, beginning of the global financial crisis, 7% of my client base got wiped out because it was mainly tied into automotive. So number one, diversify.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But actually the first piece of advice was I wasn't as clear on my purpose at that time as I probably should have been, in the sense of what the problem I was there to solve in the world for people. I was solving a problem, and I was doing well in terms of getting clients in that sense, but I would be calling myself and say, Dave, you need to get very clear on what you're most passionate about and the problem you want to solve in the world, and somewhere between those 2 things is the purpose as to why your business exists. And I wasn't clear enough on it myself at the time, which is perhaps why I was impacted by the crisis when I probably shouldn't have been.
Right.
And you know what, I'm a practitioner, right? So because I do this for a living doesn't mean I'm immune from all the things that I would teach to other people.
Yeah.
So that would be, for me, the biggest call I would make is get back in touch with why you're doing this.
Yes.
And I didn't have that clearly defined.
That's good advice. Good advice. Just on the timer as well. There you go.
The constraints are...
It's real. It's real.
It's real.
Okay.
The pressure is real, people.
So just to close up, my name is JK. This has been a 3-2-1. Dave, You've literally got 15 seconds to plug your book. Where can they buy it and what can they do?
DaveClare.com, DaveClare.com. You go to my website there. You'll see a link to Simplified. Please go there, check it out. There's a lot of information, and this is my gift to the world, and I hope it does well for everybody. Because I've got a goal to create and inspire 90 million purpose-driven leaders, and I need your help. I can't do it alone. And I think together we can all shift the consciousness of the planet and help people get joy back in the work that they're doing. And that's what Simplified is all about.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Dave.
My pleasure, JK. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, see ya.